San Diego State at home. Second season, Sean Lewis, SDSU, 3 new quarterbacks, 3 new running backs, looking for help at wide receiver to complement Jordan Napier. Intangible, Aztecs, 3 veterans in the offensive line that they're really hoping are going to stabilize what was a very up and down group last season. Got an awful lot of depth there in terms of strength of numbers. What I like about the O-line is they now have layers of guys. They got freshmen, they got sophomores, they got transfers, and they got seniors and upperclassmen. So they've one thing Sean Lewis has been able to do is layer how many different classes of offensive linemen he has. 9 starters back on defense. Vastly underrated Gabe Placentia, field goal kicker. It's going to be fun. They play University of Stony Brook. That's a 1AA school. They should beat their brains out. Next week, I looked at the schedule this morning. I said, enjoy this first week, because next week they go to Washington State and play a Pac-12 team.
On the road.
On the road. And then they get Cal the week after coming back in here. So we'll see what the Aztecs do. We'll be watching it and covering it and talking about it, going to the press conferences about it too. Now, some really other good games. What a great first weekend. Don't you dare walk away from the TV on Saturday morning. Number 1, Texas versus number 3, Ohio State. That is Arch Manning, all things the Manning family. He is going to start. Sarkisian's got a lot of confidence in him. Texas is obviously loaded with skilled people. So I'll be interested to see how good Arch Manning is right out of the gate. He, of course, replaces Quinn Ewers. And Ohio State, now they've got maybe the best receiver in the country in Jeremiah Smith, but the Buckeyes have a true redshirt freshman in Jalen Sayin from Carlsbad, who threw, I think, all of 12 passes last season. He's a starting quarterback for the Buckeyes, but Ohio State is a factory, and they got a good coach in Ryan Day. So that 1 versus 3 will be fun. We got Clemson in action against LSU. And this might be a matchup of Heisman Trophy candidate quarterbacks. Clemson's quarterback is Cade Klubnik. This guy's a third-year starter. Didn't want to transfer. Has really evolved into a thrower. So that's for Clemson. And Garrett Nussmeier, who put up tremendous numbers last year for Brian Kelly, he's a starting quarterback for LSU. Notre Dame's got a new quarterback. Now, they got a lot of talent there, but C.J. Carr has never done this before. He will be the starting quarterback, and they'll play Miami. Now, Miami's got a quarterback who I think subscribed to the John Belushi Animal House movie. You know, remember John Belushi saying, 7 years at college gone to waste. Carson Beck is a starting quarterback at Miami. Carson Beck was at the University of Georgia for 6. And Carson Beck.
Well, got that COVID year in there.
Yeah. And an injury year too. Anyhow, so Carson Beck is the starting quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes. So Notre Dame, Miami, that's going to be an interesting game. So those are the flashpoint games this week. 1 versus 3. What a way to start the season. Texas versus the Buckeyes. So,
yeah. I mean, these are names that we've been hearing a lot about, and you don't get to see them in preseason. So let's see what this is going to be like. Catholics against the convicts again. Notre Dame, Miami. I like seeing that on the list. But 1 versus 3, I mean, it's going to be fabulous because both these QBs, I mean, it's, you know, Sayin is like a local story here.
Sure.
But he's earned it, you know, on one of the best programs in the nation. So that'll be terrific. But tonight is Aztecs night. And look at you. You come rolling in with your red shirt and your black slacks, looking sharp, going to go hang out in the press box today. I mean, it's going to be a fun game. I mean, but last time they played a 1AA school or FCS school.
It was last year, opening day.
Yeah, it was that Texas Commerce game.
East Texas State Commerce, whatever the hell it was called.
That was not a very pretty game.
Well, the first half was. In the second half, they kind of warmed down and they wound up beating their brains out in the second half. But again, there was so much expectation, and then it went off the track. And they wound up losing 6 in a row at the end of the season. They couldn't move the football, and then the defense caved in because they had been on the field all year long. But this is a new year. It's a clean piece of paper. And, you know, Sean Lewis, I'm going to say he got upset at me because I asked a question at his press conference about autopsies. When you did an autopsy of what went wrong last year, and what went wrong was really bad. I think he got upset that I used the word autopsy. But at the end of the day, that's the way I viewed it. It was a deathly bad season. And he stood up and said, I needed to reevaluate myself. The one thing that I've been impressed with is that he has spent this year teaching and preaching unity. They've done more things in terms of unity for these Aztec players to kind of bond this thing. And the fact that he's got some more continuity. Now he's got second-year guys that were his guys, and he brought in another boatload of transfers, and they're going to be here for multiple years. He does not have very many one-year rentals this year in this year's collection of transfers. So hopefully the results are going to be better, and we'll see. Schedule, I mean, Washington State's hard. Cal is a Pac-12 team, even though they're in the ACC. They're going to get Boise State here at the end of the season. They got to go to Fresno, and Fresno looks like they got a lot of firepower. So that we'll just have to see how quickly they can grow this with the new quarterbacks. Because a year ago this time, I just wasn't sure that Danny O'Neil could be the guy, but I thought the kid at quarterback, I thought he played really well. He did not turn the ball over. He took some big-time shots. He just hung in there, and he made plays, but they didn't have enough players around him. Outside of him and Marquez Cooper, they had virtually no offense. So we got to see if these running backs led by Lucky Sutton are going to be the real deal, and we got to see if he can develop consistency at the other wide receiver spots to go with Jordan Napier. And can they play tempo football? Because they did not play Aztec fast last year because the guys averaged a lot of 3 and outs. They averaged 21 points a game, which isn't a lot for an offense that's supposed to be going down the field. So it's right there in front of them. They do have the 9 starters back on defense. So I'm quietly optimistic this year is going to be better. It's got to be better than last year.
Yeah, but it's a new day. It's a new day for the Aztecs. Aztec Nation are fired up. I mean, the hardcore loyal fans are fired up for today. You see them on social media. But what the other kind of a tangent on Aztecs, did you see that, what was his name? Cooper McDonald got picked up by the Chiefs.
Yes.
I mean, he was essentially like a walk-on, equivalent, for the NFL camp. He makes the team. I know Atlanta picked up one of the Aztec receivers. So, they're putting some guys into the league. That's good. But as far as Lewis is concerned, yeah, that unity message is great, especially for retention to keep him out of the portal. And then I liked his candidness saying, I wasn't really being, I guess, true to his own values, in his first year, and he's going to make some course corrections. So I like seeing that honest look, not the coach speak, but the real speak.
Yeah, like I told you last week when I came in here, his first 2 press conferences have really been passion plays. I mean, I was pretty impressed. It takes a lot to impress me beyond coach speak.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll give him a chance. You're an Aztec fan, friend, alum, feel free. Jump on board. Fans Forum chat box is open. One